And our top focus, Mehul Choksi and his nephew Nirav Modi are both wanted by the CBI and ED in India for allegedly defrauding the Punjab National Bank of rupees 13,000 crores in 2018. The duo had allegedly used letters of undertaking and foreign letters of credit by bribing officials of the Punjab National Bank. Choksi then flew to Antigua and Barbuda in 2018 and took the citizenship of the Caribbean nation through the investment program. In 2021, he was detained in the Dominican Republic for illegal entry, but his lawyers cited medical needs and secured his return to Antigua after 51 days in jail, with extradition efforts halted by the Queen's Privy Council. Choksi has been arrested now in Belgium, marking a breakthrough for Indian agencies after a 7-year pursuit across many nations. Mehul Choksi was arrested on Saturday after he allegedly tried to flee to Switzerland. Reports now suggest that he was trying to use forged papers to apply for Belgian residency and hid the fact that he was in fact a citizen of India and Antigua. His wife Preeti is a Belgian citizen already. In February, his lawyer told a Mumbai court that Choksi was in Belgium undergoing treatment for blood cancer and could not return to India. Choksi has offered to cooperate with Indian authorities via video conferencing, but the agencies insist on extradition. Now, with his arrest confirmed in Belgium, India is moving to bring him back for trial. In 2020, the Union Cabinet, led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, approved the signing and ratification of the extradition treaty between India and Belgium. According to the treaty, the two countries have agreed to extradite to the other any persons found in its territory who are accused or convicted of an extraditable offence, which essentially means an offence punishable under the laws of both countries with imprisonment for 1 year or more severe punishment. Offences relating to financial crimes, tax or other revenue also falls within the treaty. Mehul Choksi's arrest now has put the spotlight on the big question: will he finally be extradited to India? We have some breaking news coming in on that note as well. We've been told that Belgium authorities have officially confirmed Mehul Choksi's arrest. The Belgian Federal Public Service of Justice says Mehul Choksi was arrested on Saturday, April 12, 2025. He is being detained in anticipation of further judicial proceedings. Access to his legal counsel has been assured. The Belgian Federal Public Service of Justice can confirm that the Indian authorities have introduced an extradition request for Choksi. My colleague Javed with us on the broadcast. Javed, take our viewers through the details, please. Okay, on that note, I'm also being joined on the broadcast by Mr. Karnal Singh, former ED director, with us as well. Mr. Singh, if you can hear me, big news coming in as we have this conversation. The arrest of Mehul Choksi has now officially been confirmed by Belgian authorities, who say that he has been provided access to, firstly, his counsel, and secondly, they've confirmed India's extradition requests. If you could perhaps in your assessment tell our viewers, Mr. Singh, what really will become the next steps for India?
The extradition process has basically two parts. The first part is the bureaucratic and political part, wherein it is decided whether the person would be extradited or not extradited. Because in that they see the dual criminality, they see whether the person should be extradited on all the various considerations. Now, in this case, since Belgium has arrested the person, that means the first process is over. Now, the second process is the judicial process. And in the judicial process, he would be given an opportunity. That means his advocates would be given an opportunity to represent them. The Belgium government itself will be fighting for us in their courts. That means their prosecutor would be there, supported by the Indian agencies, that is Enforcement Directorate and the Central Bureau of Investigation. And then the judicial process, when it is over, then the person will be extradited to India.
Mr. Karnal Singh, in your assessment, sir, what really is the likelihood of that extradition really taking place at this point in time? You said that there will now be a judicial process, but in the past, Mehul Choksi's lawyers were able to convince courts in the Dominican Republic that he is undergoing treatment for blood cancer, and that is something that his lawyer maintains till date as an argument as to why Mehul Choksi cannot be extradited to India. Do you think that that argument is likely to hold up once again?
See, I don't feel that arguments will be so important in this particular case. In other case, there were certain other issues also. Now the government has decided, their government has agreed to extradite him. Judicial process, I feel it will go in India's favor, because if you see the treaty itself, treaty says anyone who is not a citizen of Belgium can be extradited with this treaty. So it doesn't matter whether he is a citizen at the moment of Antigua or not. That will be immaterial in this particular case. That one and other arguments which will they take, certainly our agencies will be able to counter it. We have better facilities even for the treatment of cancer here. We can take all those arguments, and I feel the zeal with which Indian agencies are working, they should be successful.
Mr. Karnal Singh, sir, in your experience, what are some of the roadblocks that you think may come up before the Indian agencies?
Can you repeat it?
What are some of the roadblocks, sir, that could possibly come up before the Indian agencies in this case, in your experience?
The roadblocks will be the argument. Number one is there is no dual criminality. That will be the first argument. But here in this case, if you see the evidences of which are available with Central Bureau of Investigation, which are available with the Enforcement Directorate, evidences are sufficient to discount this argument. Second argument, they will take certainly of the disease, the illness. I feel that argument could be countered because we have very good facilities in India for the treatment of the cancer itself. Third argument would be there about the jail conditions are not good, falana, these things are not good. But I think that issue was raised in the Vijay Mallya case also in UK. But the Indian agencies had given the documentations to prove that we have a good jail facilities to keep a person in India. So I don't feel with these arguments, they will be able to hold Mehul Choksi in Belgium.
Mr. Singh, you've raised a pertinent point there as far as the Vijay Mallya case is also concerned, that usually it is conditions of Indian jails and other matters that are also raised before the courts. As far as Vijay Mallya is concerned, the case once again is now before the courts. Nirav Modi case is before the courts, and as you've pointed out, Mehul Choksi's case, because he's been arrested, will now become a judicial process in Belgium. So do you think that there could be a difference in the way courts in Belgium approach this particular case vis-a-vis the extradition treaty that we have with the country versus how UK courts have dealt with, say, a Vijay Mallya or a Nirav Modi?
See, even if you see Vijay Mallya case in UK courts, see, their highest court has decided that Vijay Mallya should be extradited. So their even judicial process is over in UK. Thereafter, we do not know why he is not being sent. There are rumors that he has applied for asylum and therefore he is being, the whole process is delayed. Now, it is not a judicial process as far as Vijay Mallya is concerned in UK. It is a political cum bureaucratic process which is delaying it. Now, Nirav Modi case is going on there, and we are hopeful that he would come to India. Similarly, in this case, Mehul Choksi case, I think this will be the faster case, because otherwise the people, like generally, they do not go to the Belgium to avoid the arrest. If the person has been arrested by the Belgium, there are very high possibilities that he will be extradited at a very fast pace.
Okay. At the same time, Mr. Karnal Singh, on the matter of asylum, Mehul Choksi's lawyers have also somewhere maintained that this is a political case rather than a case of financial fraud. Now, why exactly they're making that argument, that's best known to his lawyers, but do you think that there could be a chance that a Mehul Choksi could also go down the asylum road, and would that add now further years before the Indian agencies actually get Mehul Choksi in India?
See, let me clarify, even in Vijay Mallya case, that it is a political case was taken in the court. So that issue is not there actually. There are certain other considerations. What is the reason? We are not aware, but particularly this is not the case for Vijay Mallya, uh, that he is able to say there that the political issues are there. It was this issue was also raised in the UK courts, and the court has not accepted these arguments. Similarly, in Mehul Choksi, this argument will not be acceptable because there are evidences how he has looted the country, how he has looted the Punjab National Bank, 14,000 crore rupees, of which 6,000 crore of the Mehul Choksi and 8,000 crore of Nirav Modi. This is a huge amount that they have cheated, and there are evidences for that. So there is nothing political which can be raised here also.
And at the same time, Mr. Kanal Singh, why is it, do you think, that the agencies have insisted that Mehul Choksi be extradited to India versus him actually cooperating, as his lawyers say, that he wants to cooperate with the agencies via video conferencing? Do you think that the case would have perhaps moved faster in India for the agencies itself had they allowed that option?
See, the interrogation is not done on video conferences, because video conferencing, you don't come to know about the face expressions properly of the person, whether person is telling truth or person is telling lie, and anytime when the person finds difficulty, can snap the connections. So interrogation is not done on the video conferencing. That is a policy of not only of the India, all investigating agency all over the world. So that is the right stand taken by the Indian agencies.
And at the same time, Mr. Kanal Singh, if Belgium were to now extradite Mehul Choksi to India, would that set a precedent which the Indian agencies could perhaps use before governments of the UK, which continue to hold up the cases of Vijay Mallya and Nirav Modi?
See, these are two different countries.
Yes.
Only thing is, we are sure, even in UK, we are sure that the diplomatic process of the government of India will succeed. It may delay, but I certainly feel that we will be successful even bringing Vijay Mallya and Nirav Modi to India.
Okay. At the same time, Mr. Kanal Singh, what becomes of the people then who were defrauded in this entire process in the Punjab National Bank case? Because we're talking about 2018 when the revelations took place. Today we're in 2025. So how exactly does that scenario work out, sir?
See, it will be more amount now if we take the interest rate. See, it was 14,000 crore in 2018, and that precisely in January 2018 it was 14,000 crore. Now it will certainly, if we take the interest, it will be more.
And at the same time, Mr. Kanal Singh, how exactly will the agencies or what really becomes the plan of action by the agencies to retrieve the monies?
See, agencies, particularly the Enforcement Directorate, has taken very good efforts, and more than 5,000 crore were attached even during the initial phases itself. See, the problem with these people were they have invested in various countries. From some of the countries, we are able to retrieve the amount back. In some of the countries, the process is going on. So the huge amount the Enforcement Directorate is able to attach during the investigation process.
All right, Mr. Kanal Singh, thank you so much for joining us on NewsX with your perspective on big developments that have taken place internationally. We're also being joined by Mr. Satyendra Singh, former Deputy Director of the Enforcement Directorate. Mr. Satyendra Singh, as we were having that conversation with Mr. Kanal Singh earlier, we got some information vis-a-vis Nirav Modi as well, wherein the agencies now feel that they have a much better case as far as Nirav Modi is concerned, who is, of course, the bigger part of the whole PNB scam puzzle. What really is your thought on the same?
देविका जी, दोनों केसेस जो हैं, मेहुल चौकसी और नीरव मोदी, ये दोनों एक तरह से इंटरलिंक है, और लेकिन दोनों डिफरेंट कंट्रीज, डिफरेंट जुडिशियल सिस्टम के अंदर परस्यू किए जा रहे हैं। और जहां तक बेल्जियम का मेहुल चौकसी केस की बात है, मुझे लगता है कि वाकई ये केस बहुत जल्दी सॉल्व हो जाएगा, क्योंकि देखिए एक्स्ट्राडिशन ट्रीटी जो प्रोसेस है ये दिखने में तो जो ट्रीटी है उसको फॉलो करना है, जुडिशियल प्रोसेस है, लेकिन जियो पॉलिटिक्स जो है उसका बहुत बड़ा रोल रहता है इन चीजों में। और यदि बेल्जियम ने, देखिए बेल्जियम वो पहले से थे, पिछले करीब 3-4 महीने से बेल्जियम में मेहुल चोकसी था। बेल्जियम अथॉरिटीज को पता था कि मेहुल चोकसी हमारे यहाँ है, लेकिन अब उन्होंने अरेस्ट किया है। इसका मतलब कहीं ना कहीं उन्होंने एक तरह से इसको कहे कि वहां की सरकार की जो है वो मंशा ये है कि नहीं, इसको जो अपराधी है ये भारत सरकार का अपराधी है, इसको भारत को एक्स्ट्राडिट किया जाए। अब रही जुडिशियल प्रोसेस की बात, तो जुडिशियल प्रोसेस जो है, देखिए हर कंट्री का डिफरेंट होता है, किसी पे कमेंट नहीं करना चाहिए, लेकिन जो जियो पॉलिटिक्स से हर चीज जुड़ी हुई है, सब समझते हैं कि इशारा किधर जा रहा है। तो मुझे उम्मीद है कि बहुत जल्दी होगा। और देखिए जहां तक विजय माल्या का केस है, विजय माल्या क्योंकि मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट थे, ये सबसे बड़ा डिफरेंस है नीरव मोदी, विजय माल्या, मेहुल चोकसी के अंदर। तो मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट होने की वजह से ठीक है, कोर्ट से नहीं माना उनका कि ये पॉलिटिकल प्रोसिक्यूशन हो रहा है, लेकिन असाइलम के लिए उनका केस बहुत स्ट्रांग हो जाता है, बीइंग मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट। और देविका जी बताएं
जी। सत्येंद्र जी, तो आप बेसिकली व्हाट यू सेइंग सर इज दैट ये जो एक आर्ग्यूमेंट यूज किया जा रहा है लॉयर्स का, नीरव मोदी के लॉयर ने भी बोला है और मेहुल चोकसी के लॉयर ने भी बोला है कि कहीं ना कहीं वो ये केस बना रहे हैं कि ये पॉलिटिकल एक्सट्रेडिशन है, तो वो in fact will not work before the courts because yes, the extradition can be refused but it's mainly only on political grounds.
जी, ये केस तो कभी नहीं बनेगा उनका, लेकिन पॉलिटिकल तो ये इसको नहीं बना पाएंगे। ज्यादा से ज्यादा मेडिकल ग्राउंड का जो मेहुल चोकसी का इश्यू है, जिसमें उसका हेल्थ इश्यू है, वहां थोड़ा बहुत हो सकता है वो टाइम बाई कर ले, लेकिन ऐसा लग नहीं रहा है कि उसको इसमें कोई सफलता मिलेगी। और भारत सरकार जो है, भारत सरकार जिस सिंसियरली इसको टेकअप कर रही है, मुझे लगता है कि ये जल्दी ही भारत में वापस आएंगे और यहाँ की जो न्याय व्यवस्था है, न्यायपालिका का, इनको प्रोसेस को ये सामना करना पड़ेगा।
Satyendra ji, at the same time, one other argument that is being used, your thoughts on the same, health concerns of Mehul Choksi, where the lawyer has in the past been able to get Mehul Choksi back to Antigua and Barbuda on the grounds of a cancer treatment.
देविका जी, जिस कंट्रीज की आप बात कर रहे हैं, एंटीगुआ और ये कितने छोटे देश है ये, तो वहां का सिस्टम को मैनिपुलेट करना, कहना नहीं चाहिए कि किसी भी देश के सिस्टम को मैनिपुलेट किया जा सकता है, लेकिन वो बहुत ज्यादा आसान है। और मेहुल चोकसी जैसे लोगों के लिए, जो कि एक बहुत बड़ा पैसा इनका आज भी बाहर है, इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है। और जिस ढंग से एंटीगुआ गवर्नमेंट ने इनको फैसिलिटी दी थी, तो उससे कई तरह के सवाल खड़े होते हैं, लेकिन क्योंकि वह एक देश है, उनकी अपनी संप्रभुता है, हम उसके ऊपर कोई सवाल नहीं खड़ा कर सकते, उसका सम्मान करना ही पड़ेगा। लेकिन बेल्जियम में ऐसा नहीं है।
But at the same time, Satyendra ji, do you feel that somewhere the Mehul Choksi case will give some weight to the Indian agencies as far as Nirav Modi's case before UK is concerned? Because it's in a way, Nirav Modi has been in prison far longer than Mehul Choksi. Mehul Choksi was only arrested for 51 days. Nirav Modi has actually been arrested for a very long time, but we've still not managed his extradition to India.
नीरव मोदी केस में हमें कोई बेनिफिट बेल्जियम के कोर्ट के ऑर्डर से मिलेगा ऐसा मुझे नहीं लगता, क्योंकि देखिए दोनों कंट्रीज डिफरेंट है, उनके सिस्टम डिफरेंट है। नीरव मोदी केस की भी जहां तक बात है, बस वो डिले हो रहा है, करीब करीब सब जगह वो केस हार चुके हैं, उनके खिलाफ फैसले हुए हैं, तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि उसमें कोई ज्यादा समय लगेगा। लेकिन मैं एक बार फिर एक उसी बात पे जोर दे रहा हूं कि जियो पॉलिटिक्स इन सब एक्स्ट्राडिशन के मामलों में बहुत मायने रखती हैं। मतलब ये एक्स्ट्राडिशन के जो ट्रीटी डिफरेंट है, आप यूएई से देखिए, बहुत बार होता है कि अचानक आदमी के साथ यूएई से वो आ रहा था, दिल्ली एयरपोर्ट पे पकड़ लिया गया, जबकि सच्चाई क्या है कि उसको वहां की एजेंसी उठाती है, प्लेन में बैठा देती है, जो कि इंडिया आ रहा होता है। तो ट्रीटी अपनी जगह है, जियो पॉलिटिक्स अपनी जगह है। तो जियो पॉलिटिक्स जो है, बेल्जियम इंग्लैंड के अंदर टाइम लग रहा है, जो भी वजह रही होंगी, देखिए बहुत ब्रॉडर चीजें हैं जिनसे कि जो हमसे बहुत ऊपर है सोच। जी
जी, Sitendra ji, last question to you, sir. I want to understand, if a Mehul Choksi is extradited to India and the trial is then properly started against the two, one can say, kingpins in the PNB scam, which was, one was Mehul Choksi and the other was Nirav Modi. Of course, there were several officials of the bank that were also involved, but they were largely named the kingpins in this entire scam. How important is this extradition for the agencies to build up the case which they can then present to bring Nirav Modi back as well?
यस, देन देखिए केसेस जो हैं, नो डाउट प्रोसिक्यूशन जब मेहुल चौकसी इंडिया में आ जाएंगे, हमारा केस बहुत स्ट्रांग हो जाएगा, ट्रायल बहुत स्ट्रांग हो जाएगा। लेकिन मैं फिर वही कह रहा हूं, यदि वो कोई एविडेंस भी देते हैं तो क्यों नीरव मोदी के अगेंस्ट में उसको इंग्लैंड के अंदर यूज करना, बहुत ज्यादा मुझे नहीं लगता कि उससे फर्क पड़ेगा। देखिए वहां सारे एविडेंस दिए जा चुके हैं, वहां के कोर्ट्स कन्विंस हैं करीब करीब कि नीरव मोदी ने बहुत बड़ा फ्रॉड किया है और ही इज एक्यूज ऑफ मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग ऑल्सो। तो लेकिन अब वही बात देखिए, मैं फिर वही है कि वहां हर जगह का अपना एक सिस्टम है। हमारे यहाँ भी कई बार हम देखते हैं कुछ केस होते हैं विद इन 2-3 मंथ जजमेंट भी आ जाता है, कुछ है पढ़ते हैं कि 10 साल तक डेट ही पढ़े जा रही है। तो अब क्या सवाल उठाया जाए, उनका अपना प्रोसेस है। जी
Right, absolutely. Mr. Singh, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast with your perspective. Viewers, also joining us now is Mr. Hari Prasad SV, whistleblower of the PNB scam. Mr. Hari Prasad, thank you so much for joining us, sir. I want to begin by asking you, can you first help us understand how you were defrauded by Mehul Choksi and his companies, and when exactly did you realize that this wasn't just one case but many investors had been cheated in this multi-thousand crore scam?
Okay, so basically in 2011 and 12 I had started to have franchisee business with Mehul Choksi in the name of Geetanjali Gems. Okay, it was a diamond showroom in Bangalore. That is how I got in touch with him, and then we became a franchisee for him in Bangalore. But within 1 year of operation, we came to know that it's a Ponzi scheme. He just defrauding people in the name of this franchisee business. So after that, I come to know that it's a fraud. So I had to shut down my showroom immediately. I filed a legal case on him that ran in the courts, and he got arrest warrant, and then case was diverted to CID in Bangalore. So that is how during the investigation I come to know that this guy not only defrauded us, and he defrauded many people in the industry. Maybe to the tune of almost 100 people got cheated by him in overall. So then I had approached many agencies regarding his fraudulent activities.
Okay.
I informed the agencies that all the activities, fraudulent activities he was doing with various banks and various authorities. So, but unfortunately, nobody took action against him. And finally, when the PNB, Punjab National Bank scam is erupted, everything came into the open. That is how I know the case.
Okay, Mr. S, can you tell us a little bit more about what exactly you wrote in your letters to the CBI and ED when you were filing your complaints?
First letter is about my cheating done by him to me and many other franchisees in India. Then I have highlighted all the fraudulent transactions that he was doing in terms of taking a huge bank loans, perhaps without a proper collateral or a fictitious inventory. And then he was also not paying. There were a lot of lapses in his balance sheets and his cover-ups. So that is what I highlighted, and I asked the agencies to put a forensic audit on him, but nothing has been done. He could manage people from every angle, and he would not let anything to proceed further. Perhaps, I don't know. Otherwise, there was no reason for agencies not to react for this kind of scam when it is exposed.
Okay, and were you ever approached by Mehul Choksi or any of his team members in a threatening way, perhaps after you filed your complaints?
No, neither Choksi nor his team got in touch with me, nor agencies, anybody got in touch with me during that time. I had also run an arbitration case against Choksi in Bombay. That arbitration case I won against the Choksi. But by the time the arbitration award has been given, Choksi has already fled.
Mr. Hariprasad, of course, it's very sad that the agencies did not pay heed to your complaints, but does today Mehul Choksi's arrest give you any hope of a possible extradition, since Belgium has now arrested him finally on CBI's request? And what do you think could be Mehul Choksi's next moves?
See, getting him arrested is not it's also difficult, but once it is done, do you think he is going to let go his legal options so easily and come back to India and give away all the money? I don't think so. He has a fat wallet and he can employ best of lawyers in the world, and he will obviously try to avoid extradition or avoid a jail term. He has a lot of precedences to this effect. What is the guarantee that he will come back? It's not going to be easy.
It's not going to be easy, but Mr. Hariprasad, multiple banks, their customers have been cheated, so have you. What do you think will possibly or should possibly happen next in order to get justice in this case? What's your hope?
Well, it's a good thing that he got arrested, but even Nirav Modi got arrested in London. What happened? He's still happily living in London. I don't know how he is living in the jail or a better lifestyle. I don't know. Vijay Mallya is also gone to London, and he is also not arrested. He is also not deported. Lalit Modi gone. Vijay Mallya is gone. Mehta is gone. Everybody is gone. Who has brought back? Nobody. No economic offender has been brought back to India. Bringing one Mehul Choksi to India, how does it help? Because India has already lost about 30,000 crores. People like me have lost about 200 crores. So just bringing him back, it means nothing. You have to be able to bring money back. How will Government of India be able to bring his money back? That's most important for me. Focus is on getting the money back to India, not only getting him. His money should also be brought back to India. How they will do, the agencies knows better. I have not a good idea about the process that they will have to follow.
Okay. Mr. Hariprasad, at the same time, what do you think will be the biggest challenge up next for our agencies, since you've closely followed Mehul Choksi and his team for the past several years?
Choksi knows how to fight legal cases, and he has a fat wallet. So obviously he will spend every possible amount, and he will fight tooth and nail to escape from clutches. It depends on how strong we are with our legal system and how strong our agencies are to get him back. How strong is the situation against him? So for the time being, I have to cross my fingers whether he will come back or not.
Okay, and lastly, I of course want to ask you, are you hopeful now of Nirav Modi's extradition as well, because his repeated appeals are failing in London?
Obviously. You think just by catching him in the jail, what happened when he was in Antigua? What happened? We have all the legal cases. His passport issue itself is a fraud. It was fraudulently issued to him a new country passport, despite having cases in India. And then entire team agencies have gone there, spoken to all the authorities there. They took a private aircraft to bring him back. But what happened? They all have to come back empty-handed. What do you have to say for that?
Okay, yes, of course.
Why did we cannot get him from a small country like Antigua?
Well, pertinent points there raised by you, Mr. Hariprasad. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast and speaking to NewsX about your experience of the past many years. With that, viewers, we have to step into a very quick break.